through various trials and errors, I found economics as the best option, which is suitable to my personality. And also that Indian Economic Service is offering many various opportunities related to policy making and research.
Hello, Shabeena. Welcome to Ecoholics Toppers Talk, and heartiest congratulations for making it to the list of UPSC Indian Economic Service exam of the year 2023. And I'm very delighted to be talking to you right now. How are you feeling?
Hello, ma'am. And first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to join this session and have this interaction through Ecoholics platform. And I'm definitely grateful for this 14th rank that I have achieved in Indian Economic Service this year, 2023. And definitely I'm feeling very blessed. And yes, the hard work has definitely paid off.
Absolutely. The hard work would always pay off. And with this theme of working hard, I would actually like you to go back and tell me about your backstory about economics. So, how did you start with your aim, and how did you come across Indian Economic Service examination as one of your goals in life?
Yes, the journey has evolved over it's kind of a stepstone that I followed. Actually, immediately after passing the 10th examination, I had the various options, but I chose art stream, and there I got to know about this economic subject, and I started developing interest in this subject. And thereafter, I again went for BA in economics course because of that interest only. And in the last year of my graduation, because of my professors and different research projects, they started giving us research projects. So it has some inclination towards mathematics and stats also. So that has already gave a kind of I would say kind of different taste to my whatever I was experiencing. Like yes, this
Different
is what
direction.
this is what I wanted to do from the beginning. So yes, in the final year of graduation itself, I decided that this is the subject that follows my interest, and that's why I started searching for more options. Then I came to know about that there is one exam which is known as Indian Economic Service. For that, we need an eligibility criteria. The eligibility criteria for that is masters. So I started enrolling, searching good colleges for masters, and I completed my masters. Along with that, I started my preparation for Indian Economics Service.
So, I mean, Shabeena, you said it very interestingly that your journey has evolved. Now, to encapsulate this phrase, I would actually ask you about this evolution, and specifically, how did you, if you keep yourself aside of this journey, what would you tell to the Shabeena who was preparing and who had just started the preparation and who just went to the college? Were there few things that you feel that I should have done better, or probably my journey could have been faster? So do you miss out on something, or you feel that nahi, jo bhi tha acha tha?
Yes, like as a candidate, we usually feel this, that I'm not doing this right, or I'm not doing this, in a proper direction. But what I have observed after, seeing my name in the list is that whatever has happened for a reason, and it was a journey. And I think that was definitely whatever I've done, and the steps I followed was in a direction took me to my destination, I would say. If I were to talk about the Shabeena, to the Shabeena, like how, even I feel that now also, whatever I've done, I started exploring things. I was not just focused on one particular subject like economics only. I had interest in other subjects also, like mathematics and psychology also. But thereafter, I came to know that through various trials and errors, I found economics as the best option, which is suitable to my personality. And also that Indian Economic Service is offering many various opportunities related to policy making and research, in which my interest, is increasing day by day. So I thought economics was the best. So exploration was the main important thing during your college journey. I won't ask the students or my earlier self also to just focus on like reading the books and all these things. You must explore the things first. You must focus on your interest areas and also find out the ways through which you can improve yourself. Yes, definitely. And so that we also went for different projects, like APMC projects. Our your professors used to encourage us different
Mhm.
field visits kind of things, like
Right.
they took us to different organic farms also. So they also encouraged us to door survey of like poverty information during the period of COVID. Also we did the same thing. So I think yes, the steps were these are the steps that made me like an IAS officer today. So I would say yes, most of the things were missing, but I'm not regretful in anything. So I'm satisfied
Mhm.
with whatever has happened.
Right. I just feel that, I mean, usually as a student, or even in general, we feel that our lives are like jigsaw puzzles and we need to fit
Yes.
each and every part of the puzzle correctly. But usually it's not like that. We have to have some vacant spaces. Sometimes we need to have some pitfalls. Sometimes we need to face some challenges, and sometimes we need to face failures also. So I think that's a part and parcel of the journey. What do you think during your preparation was like a failure or something that was like a setback, and you thought that shayad matlab you were doubtful about your preparation for the services?
During the time of preparation, yes, generally candidate's mindset is like that. Like we always try to compare ourselves with the other candidates.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, in a way, it is a good thing because the exams are relative. That's
Yeah.
not an absolute exam, it's relative. You have to check your performance, whether it is improving relatively or not. However, you should also be concerned about what's your performance the day earlier and the next day. So we must focus on that thing. And yes, as a candidate, we always, second thing is that always, most of the time, negative thoughts and, some demotivation kinds of things. Other day, like one day you feel very motivated, and on the next day you will feel यार कुछ नहीं हुआ है, nothing is
Mm-hmm.
completed, इतना सारा syllabus है, ये मैंने गलत कर दिया, ये test में marks नहीं आ रहे हैं. Like yes, this is obvious, and this is happening with each and every aspect. This has happened with us also. So I would say yes, ये सब हुआ है. That's why this is the part and parcel of this journey. You must accept this.
Hmm.
Other than this, I would say second thing, failures. Yes, since this was my third attempt, I could not could not clear my cutoff in first attempt. Though I got very good marks in my first attempt, but I couldn't. In the second
Mm-hmm.
attempt, my marks, again decreased. But
Hmm.
still, I could reach to the cutoff because of the cutoff was less, and still I couldn't clear the exam. So those were kind of setback. I thought, yeah, it's not itna mehnat karne ke baad bhi, it's not happening. So at
Mm-hmm.
that time, you feel very demotivated and also you feel depressed and sometimes very sad. But anyway, somewhere or anywhere, you will have this feeling in yourself like, I will do it. कैसे भी मेरे से हो जाएगा something. So
Hmm.
again, I tried this time for the third attempt, and yes, I'm in the list. So I would say yes, you have to follow the path. Then
Correct.
only, yeah.
um when you told मतलब ये जो फेलियर्स की बात है, मैं स्पेसिफिकली इसके बारे में बात करना चाहूंगी दैट फ्रॉम फर्स्ट attempt to second attempt to third attempt or any number of attempts, usually for a student there's a lot of pressure and energy as well is great in the first attempt. और पहले अटेम्प्ट में ही सबको ऐसा लगता है कि पहले अटेम्प्ट में क्रैक करना है मतलब जंग जीत जाएंगे. तो जब फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में नहीं होता है सिलेक्शन तो इट्स मतलब एक एक तो फीलिंग आपकी फेलियर की होती है कि ठीक है यू जस्ट वर नॉट एबल टू फुलफिल दैट नंबर ऑफ marks in the cutoff. Secondly, there's also a lot of peer pressure कि अच्छा फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में नहीं हुआ, देन पीपल स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट यू ऑन अ डिफरेंट स्केल, एंड पीपल नो दैट यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर दिस एग्जामिनेशन. तो सब थोड़ा कंसोल करते हैं, लेकिन सबके मन में डाउट आने लग जाता है. आई थिंक यू मस्ट हैव आल्सो फेल्ट दैट एनर्जी कि ठीक है माहौल बन रहा है, एवरीवन इज लाइक हाँ हाँ नहीं नहीं हो जाएगा, बट बैक ऑफ द माइंड दे आर आल्सो डाउटफुल, पता नहीं होगा नहीं
Correct.
होगा. Yeah. So how do
True.
you, I mean, how did you tackle this? This is a very troublesome situation for a student, क्योंकि back to back अगर आप failure है तो कहीं ना कहीं आपका जज्बा ही काम आएगा at at last. तो आपने वो maintain कैसे किया? I mean, that's what the student would struggle a lot.
Correct. That failure, in the sense, I tried to firstly I tried to look these things from where I'm getting, like मेरी कहाँ गलती हो रही है, first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to, instead of focusing or using your energy to that particular thing, मेरे साथ ही failures क्यों हो रहे हैं, divert your energy to the point where you can learn the things जहाँ पे आपका mistakes ज्यादा हुआ है.
Right.
So I knew that my paper one में मुझे कम marks आ रहा है. I knew that paper one has a different writing style. Even though I'm getting good marks, sometimes maybe in paper two I'm not able to perform better. So sometimes I'm able to perform better in paper three and paper four. So I used to analyze these things. First, you have to divert your energy into the part of examination that constantly you have to think in that way. That paper one week hai, what are the reasons through which we can, like, I can improve my writing skills. Because this exam is about how you are writing your answers, because those are just answer sheets for them, but it's our complete journey which is being put onto those main pages. So we have to realize that. So started writing practice in my different attempts, like because in my first and second attempt I didn't write even I would say very hardly, like 3-4 papers I could write because of lack of amount of time. But this time I ensured that even though I was preparing this third attempt also, I could give away 3 or 2 months hardly, and in those 3-2 months only I could started writing practice. Because उससे पहले वाले अटेम्प्ट में मुझसे नहीं हो पाया था बिकॉज ऑफ अदर रीजंस एंड फर्स्ट थिंग. सो फर्स्ट थिंग आपको यही करना है, आपके मिस्टेक्स को एनालाइज करना है एंड स्टार्ट इम्प्रूविंग ऑन those things. And second important thing, I started to avoid that pressure you were talking about. We can't avoid it completely, right? We can reduce it definitely, and for that, what I felt was I need to have some diverse options in my basket. So I started looking for plan B. Some people say that plan B is for people who are not confident in themselves, but I don't feel that. Plan B is an absolutely, necessary option, like for any aspirant, I would say. So I was feeling very confident in teaching, and I thought teaching will give me much more other skills that will be definitely helpful for this exam. Because of teaching, I would say I would get good marks in interview also, because it has improved my confidence as well as communication skills. So I found Plan B as a teaching, and it gave me immense, benefits in my journey. And because of that, also it will give you financial independency, and it will reduce a kind of pressure. And thirdly, yes, you have to have some good friends and family members to whom you can share your things. I remember I used to call my sisters whenever I used to visit library by 7 a.m. in the morning. I used to call her like, "Aaj to ye ho gaya, aaj wo ho gaya." So like sometimes it happened, like you feel demotivated. You like to like किसी को बताना चाहते हो कि क्या क्या हो रहा है लाइफ में ऐसे. So find some good people uh, on whom you have the full trust. So this will make journey very easier, much easier.
Absolutely. I think these three things that you have mentioned, definitely for a student or for any economics aspirant, कोई भी competitive exam हो, whether it's economic services or any other exam, I think these are the three things that absolutely matter during that preparation. एक और बात पूछनी थी शबीना, because we are talking about the pressure and everything. So now you know that you are going into the exam hall. वो दिन आ गया है, and this is the time where you have studied everything, you've done your best, and when you enter the examination hall, what did you feel? What were your feelings like? And क्या मन में बातें चलती हैं? क्योंकि मुझे ये भी समझना है that how a student would feel and on what levels a student requires the kind of guidance ki, because even if for the first time that you entered the examination hall versus the third time that you entered the examination hall, what was the difference like?
Yes, there was a huge difference, definitely. In the first attempt itself, I knew that yes, there are six papers, and we have to constantly, for 3 days, constantly you have to write the exams.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first thing I would say that yes, you need that energy, the traveling time, your revision, along with your healthy, physical as well as your mental health should be, first priority in these 3 days. For that, you need to practice throughout, like last 3 4 months. You have to practice for those 3 days. So I have tried my best to eat healthy and to go with the positive mindset. But yes, in first attempt it was good. However, in the second and third attempt, I realized that you have to be more confident. Like first, I've seen people reading जहाँ पे exams जैसे ही हो जाता था, they used to discuss the grades. So most of the time we get demotivated. यार इसने तो इतना अच्छा आंसर लिख के आया है, पता नहीं मेरा कैसे होगा, I won't get marks. इसने इतना सारा पॉइंट अभी बता दिया, पता नहीं एग्जाम में उसने कितना लिखा होगा. So this usually gives a kind of an anxiety to the students. So you should not discuss the papers once you exit from the examination. And second thing, yes, definitely you have to be confident. And जो भी आपने material लिखे वहाँ पे examination hall पे you have reached, try to revise. If you want to revise, you can revise. For some people, last minute revision is the kind of last resort to them, and some people it doesn't help. So it's your personality, whatever you choose. You have to try this before you enter into the examination. So actually, I would say the best writing test at the home is the best solution because it gives you a kind of yes.
Did you carry anything like, while going towards the exam hall, did you carry some content कि मुझे ये पढ़ाई करनी है, last minute tips or something like that?
Yes, I took some sheets of papers on which I had this ये वाला आंसर उतना अच्छे से रिवाइज नहीं किया है, तो just to check the pointers.
Right.
Before entering into the examination hall. Or I have written some of the PYQs and their model answers. So I thought highlighted one, I just need to check the highlighted one and then I'll need to enter into the exam.
फाइनली आई थिंक शबीना, मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहूंगी दैट इंटरव्यू में आपका परफॉर्मेंस और ऑफ कोर्स परफॉर्मेंस तो अच्छा रहा ही, बट हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस एंड ओवरऑल आपको कैसा महसूस हुआ व्हेन यू वेंट अक्रॉस एंड यू मेट द बोर्ड एंड व्हेन द डिस्कशन स्टार्टेड, व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स हैपेंड, और क्या ऐसा था जो अनएक्सपेक्टेड था आपके लिए एंड स्टिल इट वाज लाइक इट वर्कड आउट इन योर फेवर, और you felt that अच्छा ऐसा भी होता है Indian Economic Services के interview में. So how was the feeling like?
Yes, actually I want to elaborate this through the two experiences, the first interview and the second interview.
Sure.
And the first interview, yes, I was very nervous at that time because that was my first interview, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to so many these are very senior to us. They are very experienced people, and talking to them was like a very scary thing for me. So I was like, nahi hoga, nahi hoga. So I went through that finally. And because of that, even though I would say in my first attempt, I prepared notes, I read the editorials, so many editorials on a daily basis, discussions, videos, mocks, but still I couldn't perform better in the examination or in the final interview. However, the next interview I'm talking about, even though I focused less on reading and focused less on studying, but this time I had a positive mindset, and because of teaching also, I could get that there's the presentation skills and other things, and that's why I could put my things in much easier and simple sentences rather than getting nervous in front of them. And I didn't think that abhi ye experienced hai ya fir koi hai. So this time I tried to means आपका वही जो आप mindset से पहले जाते हो, that definitely will help you. And I remember this was the second interview. It was my first, I think, third day. But in the morning itself, 9 a.m., my first interview was mine. And when the chairman entered, yes, chairman was entering the interview hall. He saw me that I was sitting on the waiting chair, and he smiled, and I also smiled at him, and he was like, "All the best to you." And then he entered into the interview hall. Then I entered. So that only gave me a familiar picture that these are the good people. Though they have not been very high marks this time, but I would say that smile on your face, a positive mindset, and confidence. With the confidence you will, and yes, sometimes you were talking about some like incident in the exam or interview.
Yes.
So this time, one incident had happened with me that I could not, able to give a simple answer to one question. So at that time, I didn't, get nervous. अरे मैंने इतना simple सा एक point मुझे याद नहीं आया. That was a very relevant point actually. So मैंने उनको बोला कि oh sorry I forgot. मैंने ऐसे smile करके laugh करके उसको answer दिया. So maybe that was the point they because it reflects that and all the times I was giving the answers which were in the mid, like I was following the answers which I need to take a midpoint, like mid stand, rather
Right,
than
right.
to the extreme points. You should have a mid stand, right? So yes, I did these things, and I think because of that only, in my interview scores has improved.
Wow, wow. I think that's so beautifully explained. And I think that last incident that you mentioned, definitely
Yes, actually, they want the people who have this parallel, or we can say mid attitude, rather than going to the extreme. They want the officers having those qualities. So
correct,
our
correct.
officers should have this some of the qualities, I think. So
Actually, I would like to discuss this for a minute. You mentioned that the interview board basically wants you to take a middle stand. Actually, many students think जो आप बोल रहे हो बहुत लोग उसका उल्टा मतलब समझ लेते हैं कि
yes, yes,
they take a neutral stand, but
no, no,
what
no.
you are saying is
That,
मतलब मैं उसको explain elaborate करती हूँ कि जो आप बोल रहे हो वो ये है कि
mhm,
आपको लॉजिक के साथ चाहे दोनों चीजें हो फेवर में आप बोल रहे हो या अगेंस्ट बोल रहे हो
against.
आपको दोनों लॉजिक पता होकर जब आप न्यूट्रल स्टैंड लेते हो तो दैट्स व्हाट इज कॉल्ड न्यूट्रल स्टैंड एंड आई
Yes.
बिलीव यू टुक दैट एंड दैट्स व्हाई यू गॉट सिलेक्टेड तो
And sometimes you have to take a proper stand also. Like it's not
हाँ
that always you can go for the neutral thing only.
हाँ
It's not
हाँ
always a neutral thing. You know the positives, you know the negatives of this thing. Still, you are elaborating in terms of Indian economy, or still elaborating in terms of how my personality will look into this, aspect, and I will take such kind of stand by looking at both the things. So it's
हम्म
like that.
बिल्कुल शबीना बहुत बहुत मजा आया आपसे बात करके आई रियली फील दैट स्टूडेंट्स हु विल लिसन टू दिस discussion of ours will definitely feel inspired by you. There are many youngsters and aspirants who want to excel in the field of economics. UPSC Indian Economic Services is a great examination for their opportunities, and I mean the things that you have mentioned in this session definitely would be inspiring for them because they will look up to you as a new policymaker now. So I wish you all the very best in your journey as a policymaker. I'm very sure that you are going to do great because you have a lot of determination. आपने पीछा नहीं छोड़ा इस चीज का, and I think that's the best thing about you that I love the most, that you were determined कि I will crack this at my pace and I will wait for the great opportunity and I will do my best. I think that's what you did. And heartiest congratulations to you, Shabeena. I mean, you're a great motivation.
Yes, and thank you so much for your this like the help, and also Ecoholics has helped us a lot of time whenever we are asked for help. Ecoholics was there for us, be it in terms of PYQ segregation and study material, and also the interview guidance program. I want to emphasize on this because one of the like last year also I gave one mock interview through Ecoholics platform, and this time also because the panelists were having a diversified set of knowledge. One person was from, the panelist was from Mumbai, and he asked me so many questions from Mumbai, Maharashtra. So I was like, yeah, when Mumbai ki itni sari cheezein I'm supposed to prepare. So one person was from, teaching field or some other fields, and they started asking me different questions related to how, like this college, like about my college where I'm working currently. They asked me so many questions for that because he was from Mumbai. So I was like, yeah, बहुत सारी questions हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें जो मुझे prepare करनी है. Related to my hobbies also, they tried to link my hobbies to the economics. I tried to, frame so many questions because of that only. So I definitely, want to thanks you all for their, like different contribution to my journey, especially Sanat sir also helped me after that 10 minutes, clip that he shared with us. Like he asked us personally that kya bhi kaise chal raha hai preparation and what do you want us to give and everything. Yes, definitely, Ecoholics has helped me a lot throughout my journey.
Thank you so much, Shabeena. I mean, something that we are doing for a very long time is just to stick by. And I'm so happy that you have outshined. I remember you also have written a few tests, and you used to be the one. You have been determined for a very long period of time, and I feel so delighted that finally it's your time, and you're going to make it shine in the future as well. So heartiest congratulations to you once again. And great. I mean, these are the times when you celebrate with your family and with your with everyone that has supported you since a long time. So go ahead with that, and I wish you all the success in life.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shabeena, for talking with us at the Ecoholics Toppers Talk. Thank you so much for motivating these students. Thank you.
Thank you once again. Welcome.